they will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about Swissborg is that they have an amazing app.
Pow wow yo yippee yay guys, it's pile number 17 and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we're going to talk about the markets, then talk about how our lovely community is, and then talk about what's happening on the Swissborg ecosystem with many new things to be announced, new tokens listing, new yield, the private mode that's been installed, and obviously some questions of the week and where are we going to be in terms of events. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazell. I'm the proud founder and CEO of Swissborg, always here to serve you. So news of the week, obviously we have to start with the biggest fear of DeFi. USD stablecoin losing its dollar peg. It has been quite a rough patch for already multiple different occasions already, and the peg always came back on. But Do Kwon, the founder of USD and the LFG Foundation, is really trying to bring back some hope and faith into USD. That is the reason why we have put that this is a very risky asset. Obviously, as you guys know, there's USDC, which is the most legible one, UST, then there's DAI and UST and whatever, the USDD now, and all the other ones that are very, very decentralized, but more importantly that are usually very early early stage projects. UST has been a great source of income for many of us. However, there's a big risk that goes with it, and that's the reason why today in USDC you have maybe 7-8%, and why in USDC today you have 18%, right? The bigger the return, the bigger the risk it is, right? It's as easy as that, right? If you make 8% on one and you make 20% on the other one, that means the other one is probably twice or even more risky than the latter. So please take this in consideration. The main reason why UST has been challenged multiple times, it's that LFG Foundation, essentially they sell the Luna token in order to convert this into Bitcoin, then to have the same amount of Bitcoin that is backing the UST. However, what happens when the collateralized Bitcoin essentially sinks, right? If it sinks 10% and you have now, let's say, $28 billion, well, that means in the reserve you have only less, let's say, $4.5 billion. So what you have to do is that you have to sell some Luna on the market to then buy more Bitcoin in order to keep that peg and make sure you still have the $27 billion, right? But what happens if this goes again, and that when you're selling Luna token as well, it's losing obviously a lot because it has a massive sell on the market. So you're seeing that Bitcoin is falling, then you have to sell more Luna to buy some Bitcoin. Then you have to essentially, then the thing cascades and cascades, and how it's been financially engineered works well in stable markets, grows well in growth markets. However, when markets are very much challenged, then it looks like rather if you love Luna, you keep on having faith in Luna. But if you don't have faith in Luna, there's a strong case that UST will never get back his peg. So there's a lot of different companies that are speculating on this. A lot of people, hedge fund guys, are doing arbitrage. A lot of people that are actually saying that we're hearing that they are actually shorting on purpose, because this is all been a coup that has been maneuvered to in order to bring down UST, right? We're essentially shorting on Sunday Bitcoin to make sure that people then will be buying some Luna, but you're shorting then some Luna to make sure that essentially UST is not feasible anymore. And we're seeing that still a lot of people have hope in the decentralized system, which I think so is beautiful. But for you guys, please take in consideration that we might see the peg but we might not see the peg again. And that's your financial responsibility to understand this. Which brings to the second ugly topic of the week. DeFi locked value, a yearly low, 27 billion lost over the weekend, and things are just going south as we talk. On the nice side, Meta Instagram is about to support NFTs with Ethereum, Polygons, and Solana and Flow. And the Dubai regulator, cool enough, is opening office in Sandbox Metaverse. So market updates. Super excited you to introduce one of the smartest, brightest guy on the markets. Head of research of Coinbase is David Duong. So we're going to talk about a lot of different topics regarding what is happening on the macro perspective down to what's happening into the markets. I hope you're going to enjoy it. But which brings to now is what's happening today, right? Where we're seeing graphs that Bitcoin is replicating essentially Nasdaq 100 or at least most of the tech stocks.
That's right.
I have my own interpretation why this is happening, but what's yours?
I would say that, yes, we've definitely seen that the correlation between Bitcoin and, say, the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ has gone up from levels previously of 20, 30%, relatively uncorrelated, to levels right now of 80 to 90%. Right. And that has a lot to do with the stress that we are seeing and feeling in all risk assets. Yep. So things are converging to a beta of 1.
Yep, completely.
Now, a big part of that is, what's going on inside the world. Like Europe, China, we're seeing that Russia, for example, is blocking exports of energy to EU countries. We're seeing the lockdowns in China definitely making the potential of a global recession even more likely. And perhaps for the first time in a long time, we're talking about stagflation. Now, things are perhaps a little bit different in the United States. I think inside the United States, things are looking a little bit better for the economy. Yep. Like labor markets look fairly strong, corporate balance sheets are fairly decent. So is there enough in the US that can offset those challenges we're seeing inside of the global economy? I would say probably not, and that's probably one of the big things that we have to see. And on top of that, we have a central bank, the Fed, who is very committed to fighting inflation. Yep. And it becomes less and less likely that we're probably going to see them trying to put on a Fed put. And I think over the last couple of weeks, that's what we've seen. We've seen that the market has been pricing out that idea. And now we're talking about quantitative tightening. So this has put things in disarray, more or less. And this has, of course, impacted crypto. Right. I don't think that crypto, from a secular perspective, is any weaker than where it was. In fact, I think the secular trend for adoption is still very steep. Right. But we are just facing cyclical challenges in a way that is affecting all markets.
Which is quite exactly it. I think so. It's great to put how the correlation is strong and seeing how the markets are going lower down. So that's a result of the markets bleeding. Bleeding means that there's opportunities as well whenever there's crisis. Question of the week. What crypto events do you plan to attend? So many of them. On 23rd to 25th of May, we're going to the Blockchain Hub in Davos. It's going to be really cool to see a lot of different people around the World Economic Forum. We're going to Estonia as well, Latitude 59. We're in Blockchain Ireland Week as well. We're going to be on the 31st in the Blockchain Financial Service, die Zukunft ist decentral. We talked about the web already. Sorry for my German accent. And last but not least, we will be in Zug for Crypto Valley. I'll be speaking over there. So looking forward, talk about our community and our DO, how things are going to grow with that. So a lot of events coming up in the next weeks. I hope you guys attend and we'll be able to meet you there. Obviously, the big announcement of the week is something that you really asked for many weeks and months, and we made it happen. The private mode, and obviously gets into a way you could show and give more referrals and show what you have, how the app works, and not be like, just be better, a more private mode, which is probably better for many occasions. Announcement of the week as well, the sustainable crypto ratings. I think so. This is something that's very important. ESG, making the environment better, having social governance that is around DEO. I think so is the best thing. We have a great partnership with the Green Crypto Research Firm, with other ones as well. And I think so it's going to be a great thing to really portray Swissborg into the future of finance and how crypto has to be ESG compliant going forward. Not all of them, but some of them, and looking forward to this thematic. Community sentiment, well, Pancake listing, you guys were super happy about it. The German EMA, I think so, it was really, really great to have this. It was really cool to see the great power, the great ambition, and how people are proud of having that Schweizerborg, right? For the ESG, people is talking about, they have up and downs. Obviously, BTC is not environmental. It has social governance, though, which is important, but definitely doesn't have the environmental part. But that is being changed with green mining more and more. And it's still very important to understand the play 5 years in the future. And this is exactly what Swissborg has always been doing, is how to anticipate the 5-year next big shifts and being the pioneers at that, especially now that we have strong community like you guys. And even more importantly, as important, great technology with that. Product update, very, very exciting moments. We're going to bring yield on Cake and as well FTT. We're listing it. I think so. This is one of the great token, one of the greatest companies into crypto markets. Obviously, bring all institutional flow within FTX. So we're gladly very happy to bring FTT be listed on the app. Shout out to our lovely Steve S. Thank you so much for translating. Thanks to you. The AMA for me was much easier to understand. You're doing so much great work. So Dankeschön, mille merci for everything that you're doing. Merci filet. That's what I wanted to say. Swissborg app and chart of the week. I think so. This shows how much tokens we've been listing since January. The activity that's flying up to 5 tokens per month, which is much higher than we would used to. And more importantly, the number of yield wallets launched only last year was 8, which is a total of 18. So we did almost half of it just only within the same month. It shows that hiring people were just scaling and being able to produce ship for the April Fireborg, but as well going forward. So very comfortable to say that the future is bright. Weekly CHSB data, things are picking up on the premium, almost 400, which is very, very good, close to the 500 mark that we like to have. The rest is pretty much stable as we speak, a little bit more. Obviously, CHSB token holders, which is great. 3.6 million for the Protect and Burn, and unfortunately lost 20% due to market fluctuations and the market's plummeting. Which brings us to community in different decks. Last week we were at one of the lowest, so hopefully this week we're at a higher, and yes!
Bam.
Pretty much CHSB stable in a bearish way, but the volumes on the app is better. The activity is slightly there. Social media, thank you guys for this. CHSB holders is growing. Unfortunately, invitations not. So guys, come on, make some referrals. Tomorrow night is Crypto Night with the Key Foundation. Very excited to see Reda is one of the really cool projects around crypto and more premium type of community members. So looking forward to watch this one. I really like this Paris Blockchain Summit edition. There's a lot of smart people that are being interviewed. So let's get it done. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this new format where we're trying to bring some people into the powwow. Let me know what you think, if it's good or not. Comment, subscribe, and share this video. Obviously, these are very, very difficult times. Crypto is a challenging industry. It's the riskiest business, but you know why you're in here. You know why you're in here, because this is where we're bringing changes. You can't make a change in your world and then even your life if you don't have to suffer a little bit. And this space where actually you do suffer, it's not about actually suffering, not feeling well. It's actually about feeling good. That's exactly the reason is everyone asks me.
Besides, why do you take only freezing cold showers?
Because when you get to enjoy these freezing cold showers, it's then so much easier to handle a lot of difficult fish that I have to put up on a daily basis. With a big smile, I'm saying this. I really do love exactly what I'm doing. You know, I love it so much. It brings me more energy on a daily basis. I'm, you know, even in these bad times. And in these bad times, we have to think that these are opportunities to think who you are and why you're doing this. And how can we overachieve this? How can we bring more people now to get to buy Bitcoin or CHSB at 30 cents, right? This is a great opportunity for many people to be community premium. Imagine you can be community premium right now with less than $600. It's, you know, that's what these opportunities are for, right? How can you be Genesis premium for just $6,000, right? That's what I always say is think, zoom out as well. Don't think on a daily basis. Think on a, you know, quarterly or an annually basis, and try to zoom out and just say like, okay, I know this is gonna be a rough patch, it'll be a little bit cold, but it's fine.
I'm gonna muscle it up.
Okay, guys. So as always, be healthy, be wealthy, and love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through Swissborg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.